Armageddon has already started. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the battle will be in the sky. It just don't mean airplanes. See, the battle has already begun. The battle is for the mind. Satan battling for your mind. God battling for your mind.
Country you are checking in from. Come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, come on in. Peace to our family in Samoa. I see you in Pittsburgh. I see you in New Jersey. I see you in South Africa. Peace to our family in South Africa, Soweto. Peace to my family in Seattle. Augusta, Georgia. You in the building. I see you. I see you. Augusta, Georgia. St. Louis. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Lafayette, Louisiana. I see you. I see you. Come on in. H-Town in the building. Always need to see H-Town. I love when I go down to Houston. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Let me know what city, what state, what country you're checking in from. I know it's late. I just had to get a few things off my chest. You see the topics here. You see the topics here, or you should see the topics. I hope you do. Just had to get a few things off of my chest here, if you don't mind. Let me see. Come on in, y'all. Keep on coming. Keep coming. I see you. Oh, Motown in the building. LA is in the building. Vegas is in the building, as you should be. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to delve into a range of topics. Some hood and some corporate, I will say. Some corporate and political. Some hood topics that affect us in the hood because of our circumstance, because of where we are right now, mentally, spiritually, a lot of our people. And then political and corporate. Now, let me mention this to you, all right? As a black man, right? As a black man, as a black man who was a part of one of the oldest revolutionary black organizations in America and in the world, I'm referring to the Nation of Islam. You think differently, right? We think differently in how we operate. You have to put things in perspective on a consistent basis. You have to put things in order of importances. We have to put things in a priority section. Everything has to go according to priority. There are levels to things. There's just too much going on at one time, because if you are involved in one of the oldest organizations, black revolutionary organizations, I'm talking about, whether if you are, and this is just one thing that I'm mentioning, whether if you are a member of the Nation of Islam, whether if you are a Black Panther, whether if you are a part of SCLC, whether if you are a part of the NAACP, and I'm just mentioning them, but they're not the revolutionary groups, those two. The others, yes, but any of the black revolutionary organizations, meaning, you know, of course, our brothers and sisters in the 5% Nation of Gods and Nerds, 5%ers. The groups and organizations who push for knowledge of self, a separation of the powers, where we regain our own everything, our own land, our own schools, our own grocery stores, so we can establish a base where we can do things for ourselves. The organizations that do not preach integration of power, but who preach separation in that we can do things for ourselves just as everyone else does things for themselves. Now, you get tired, right? Not tired in that you are disappointed, but I'll just take myself for example. I have been involved in this fight for over 20 years, and I want to put this in perspective really quick. For those of you who may be getting kicked out, it's because their algorithm, they have me on a shadow ban algorithm, and so they kick people out of the live. So if you get kicked out, just come back in. I'm not kicking anyone out. As you can see, my hands are over here. But it can weigh on you. I've been involved in this fight since a preteen. I know nothing but the fight for our people. I know nothing but the good and the bad, but I don't have that indoctrination. I don't know anything other than the deep core of the intrinsic love that I have for us as a people. I have no compromise. I have no apology. I have no filter when it comes to my disdain, my disgust, my distrust for, my hatred for Satan, my dislike for the U.S. government and what they've done to our people. I have no fear. I have none of that. And at the same time, when I watch us, I'm like, damn, I'm 32. Oh man, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I'm like, damn. It seems at times that we take steps back, even though I know we're making steps forward. So I'm saying what I'm saying because there are a number of things that I've been watching, right? I'm going to just get this piece off real quick. The health freedom movement. There's a constant tension between black and white. Somebody said 32 going on 21. I appreciate that. I for sure appreciate that. Thank you. I feel like a big 15-year-old, energy-wise. Maybe even like 13, energy-wise. We will not be getting old until we like 90. But I don't like white supremacy, right? Let me just go here in this direction. Because I have to really help y'all to understand what the hell goes on in the mind of your brother. What goes on? Like what is it that I deal with? People are asking about this hat and this shirt. Go to RizzaIslam.com. I'm telling you, I don't like white supremacy. I don't like the system of it. I don't like the residual effects that we have to deal with as a result of it. I don't like the fact that a large percentage of the educational systems that are in this country that our people are still in, which we know to be the mental and spiritual and sometimes physical killing fields. I don't like that we don't have enough of our own schools. I don't like that we don't have enough of our own grocery stores. I don't like that we don't produce a majority of our own things that are essential necessities. Toilet paper, Q-tips. You know, we have some water companies. We do have some. Not enough. We don't produce cars. You know, we don't... anything that is essential that we need on a regular. We're doing better, don't get me wrong. I just don't like that we don't have enough. So of course that means I'm getting involved. You know, I'm getting involved doing my part. And we all need to do our part. I just genuinely do not like this system. I don't like it. And I was thinking, damn, I'm going to have to bring my children into a world where they are going to have to learn, because they're going to be taught the truth about all of this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like some people want to sugarcoat things for their children, which is why their children end up being the way they end up being. Not judging you, but let's make this very clear. I'm going to have to bring children into a world where they're going to have to learn boundaries, rules, what you can say, what you cannot say, but if you do say it, these are the possible consequences. There are over 1 million laws in the books, and over 60% of these laws were produced just to keep you and your people in a specific position. And you have to learn about what your ancestors went through, all of this. And mind you, again, I'm just giving you my thoughts, right? I don't like how this world is. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Which is why I fight to do my part to help to change it. I can't get up here and TikTok dance. Oh yeah, everything cool, laugh and joke all the time. Oh, there is so much, man. There's like, I think our brother James Baldwin said to be, and I'm paraphrasing, I think he said to be black and conscious in America is to be in a state or condition of anger all the time. Minister Farrakhan has said the same. But you can find the beauty in life. I definitely find the beauty in life. I just know that there is so much crap that we got to deal with. And if you're a black man, there's so much you have to deal with. If you're a black woman, there's so much you have to deal with. Hell, I know everybody else in whatever culture, whether if you're Mexican, you're Asian, there's always some level of crap that you deal with. Even poor white folks. Y'all got some crap that you deal with. I'm only saying that to make it comfortable for you to listen to me, although I should not have to mention anyone else when I'm talking about black people. But I know psychologically you have to hear that so that you feel welcome in the conversation. Although you should be able to already intimate that. You should be able to assume that. You should be able to gather that. But sometimes people have to hear it because psychologically they feel like they're not involved and therefore they exit the conversation mentally. So you're involved. But I should, again, not have to explain that because I'm a black man talking about black issues. Now, some of y'all laughing, but you know, gotta mention other people. This racist world, just parts of it, right? For example, the health freedom movement. I bet some of y'all think that everything is all cool because a pandemic hit the world. And it, in some ways, brought people together, brought worlds together, brought down barriers between cultures and religions, and mainly black and white, the two most, you could say, the two groups with the most tension overall. Melanated, least melanated, whatever you want to call it. Original, melanated, Caucasoid, whatever. It did for a minute. What do I mean? There is racism in the quote-unquote health freedom movement. For those of you who may not realize this, I just don't say much about it because, to be honest with you, I do my best, and I'm saying my best, to respond to the appropriate target. I do not attack us. I don't attack us. I may respond to a few of our people who push the enemy's agenda. That's different. I'm responding to the enemy's agenda being pushed through a few of our people, but I'm not attacking our people. Never get that twisted, and please never misunderstand me in thinking that that is what I'm doing. But I have to call us out when we're pushing things that the enemy benefits off of by making us destroy ourselves, thinking we are helping one another, or knowing that we're not helping one another and we are selling each other out. But again, it's still the enemy and his puppeteer strings controlling us. You get what I'm saying? This racism in the health freedom movement is very subtle. What do I mean? You've seen Brother Rizza speak at plenty of different events. Lots of white folk. I've spoken in front of plenty of different crowds. I have no problem speaking in front of white people, obviously, and not watering down my blackness when I do. Here's the difference, though. There is a catch-22 when you decide to stand on being a heterosexual. That's already a big problem, right? Heterosexual, masculine, conscious, black man from the hood with knowledge and decorum and character, not perfect, still striving, still learning, still growing, humbly still growing. But you don't water down yourself to be accepted nor validated by white people, and you let them know that. And that's respectfully, you let them know that. And you don't expect them to water down their culture, their way of behaving, their colloquial nomenclature, just to be accepted by us. No, be yourself, accept your own and be yourself. We will accept our own, and we need to be ourselves too. When I've spoken at some of these events, the things that happen in the back that a lot of y'all don't realize with white people. You know, when we watch movies and we see the subtle racism, the pats on the back, golly gee, you were phenomenal, you were amazing. And it may be genuine. So let me not minimize whether if it is genuine or not, because I definitely believe it's genuine. I mean, we don't get up there and just say anything. No, it's genuine, I'm sure. When the black heterosexual masculine man who is conscious and who is culturally black, there is a very specific difference here. You got plenty of Negroes that are accepted by white people who do their best to smile and it's a master. They really do this crap. I've watched it like it really happens. To be accepted by them, to potentially get another speaking engagement, to potentially get sponsored by a white organization, to be able to rub shoulders and say, hey, I'm with that guy. Rather than being able to walk in on your cultural square, being who you are, and having them step to you with respecting the fact that you are a cultural, conscious, heterosexual, masculine, proud black man. And not disrespecting anybody, simply standing on who you are proudly. And giving everyone else respect as well, including white folks. Give them respect. I have been treated, not directly, but indirectly. I'm noticing how I'm being treated. Because, and I'm telling you things that I haven't said publicly, just so y'all know. I'm saying this to y'all so you can really think with me here. Like, what the hell be going on behind? What happens before you get on the stage? What are some conversations? How are you being treated? What is this? This is what I'm giving y'all real quick. They don't say nothing to me directly because I don't get controlled by them. I say what I say. I stand on it. They don't control you if they don't control your money. I get paid and supported by y'all. I work for y'all. So when you don't have your money tied to the system, for real, I mean, when you're truly independent of the system, you can speak out against the system. You command respect, you demand respect. They know this. They don't like this because they can't put a pause on you. They can't time out, Rizza, too much black. They can't do that. In the health freedom movement, some of you saw me speak in LA at the Defeat the Mandates rally, over 2,000 people. Some of you saw me speak in Washington, D.C., over 30,000. And I'm going to tell you something. Sponsored by Jewish people, sponsored by lots of white money. Not a problem. I'm talking about the events, right? The events put on by, of course. Hey, it's an event. It has to be done, right? Whatever it is, cool. Do you know that in January, when I spoke in front of over 30,000 people, they loved when I spoke so much that they used one of my full statements as the entire intro and maybe the first 20 seconds of the full rally compilation video to prep to get everybody to LA. I'm talking about this was seen by millions of people on all these platforms, right? Would it surprise you that after the rally in DC and before the rally in LA, that I was called and they were asking me, we love how you talk, we love, oh my God, wow, man, blah, 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 all this good stuff, right? They said, but can you just do one thing? And of course, I was very honored, of course, because I'm representing us. So they, it's not oh my God, I'm getting, no, it's black. Yeah, black people know what's going on with what the government is doing. And yes, we've been exposing it. Yes, we know exactly what's happening. Yes, we have scientists. Yes, we have chemists. Yes, we have doctors. Yes, we have lawyers. Yes, we have, yes, we have that. And we are here to let the world know that you have voices that speak up for you with expertise and knowledge and wherewithal and solutions and all that, right? We going in stepping the way we need to step. Entering ourselves into, or not entering ourselves, letting the people know we are the number one most affected. But we also have solutions and we know what's going on and we're going to make it happen. Now, I get a call a few months before the rally in LA, which took place a few months after the one in DC. They had the audacity, and this is what I mean. Some white people don't see because they're so used to being the superior. Never have been. And I don't say that to be spiteful. I say that so that we can come to reality here. We are the original man and woman on the planet Earth. We are your mother and your father. Get over it. That is what it is. And for the simple fact that we don't consistently remind you of that demonstrates our maturity. But for the simple fact that you fail to acknowledge that and act accordingly, realizing that we are doing our best to simply live a life where we can build things for our own people without taking out vengeful revenge that may potentially be justified, especially if you look at it biblically or Quranically, or if you look at it from a position of karma. We don't get up and think we need to take these white people out. That's not how we think. However, if the shoe were on the other foot, I don't think we would receive the same kind of mercy. So I digress. Let's get back to the point. I get a call and I am acknowledged and applauded and all of this, right? Okay. Always wait to listen for the punchline. We love what you did. Oh my God, you're amazing. Blah, 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 blah. We're conducting a rally. We're doing a rally where we're going to bring this Defeat the Mandates rally to Los Angeles. We know that's where you're from. We will be honored if you would present there and, speak on behalf of your people. Of course, it's LA. This is my house. West Point, West Coast. This is where we at. Yes, of course. What? No doubt. But there's just one thing that we would ask of you to, if you could do. I'm taking my time because you have some arrogant ass white folk. Very insultingly arrogant. And it's like, it makes you just ask yourself, like, should I just slap the hell out of somebody? I mean, I don't know, would I be wrong? I don't. Not in an aggressive way. I'm talking about in response to blatant racism. They asked me, we know you're in the Nation of Islam. They're still saying Islam. Okay, first of all, it's a consonant, right? So you have consonants and then you have verbs. Okay, y'all taught us this. This is your language. I'm not English, but from my understanding, I know the difference between a consonant and a vowel. A vowel is A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. And then the rest of those are consonants. And the consonant, the vowel A, if there is a preceding vowel before it within a word, it changes from the short sound of A to the long sound of A, which is also its name. The long sound of a vowel is also its name. So it's Islam. Pardon me. Short sound. And it sounds more like an O, but it's Islam, not Islam. Okay, but whatever. Again, I digress. And this is the kind of stuff that I go through in my mind when I'm talking to white folk, right? When they're being condescending. I'm always just like, speak straight. You're speaking to an intelligent black man. I understand. Continue. Converse. Let's communicate, right? I'm like, all right. We know you're a member of the Nation of Islam. We respect that. But can you not mention Minister Farrakhan at the rally in LA? Can you not mention Minister Farrakhan? Let me say this to y'all real quick. You don't have to like Minister Farrakhan. I genuinely don't give a damn. But I'm sure you respect your elders. And I'm sure you respect those of our people who have fought before we were even a thought, before we got here. I wanted to say, go to hell, crack ass devil. I want to say that. But I didn't. And I want to say it in the normal deep tone of my voice, which is, this is what it is right here. I wanted to just whoop, whoop, whoop. But I did not do that. Why? Because we are taught to rise above emotion into the thinking of God. And of course, we strive to do that, especially when dealing with white people. But I told them, I'm a grown-ass man, striving. But when white people's racism comes out, sometimes their energy, you got to open the can just a little bit so that they can see, like, oh my God, it's a lion in there. Yes, and not a circus one either. Give respect, you'll receive respect. So they asked me if I could not mention Minister Farrakhan at the next rally in LA. I said, I paused for a second. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we must think at least 5 times before we speak. I thank Allah every day for that man. And Minister Farrakhan, I've watched him in his masterful communication in dealing with white people blatantly being racist toward him and our people in conversations on national television. So there are ways to do that. We can do that. But sometimes you can choose to pop somebody on their mouth. White folks who are racist need to be popped in the mouth verbally, spiritually, intellectually. And then, of course, if they step into your bubble physically. Now, my point is, I had to pause and think for a quick second. Wow. In a second, in my mind, the average thought travels at 24 billion miles per second. So it was very quick. You would not have been able to tell that I paused, but I paused in my mind for a quick second because I said, wow, that was real. That was, they tried it. Wow. Okay. I was expecting it, but I damn sure wasn't expecting it right there. So my response was, wow, that's an interesting question. Did you tell any of the Jewish speakers that they can't mention one of their rabbis? Then they paused. And then they started stuttering. You know how white people start stuttering because they don't want their racism to come out. So they're trying to figure out a way, you know, to Rainbow Coalition, We Shall Overcome, Unity, trying to go back to that programming that they try to convince us that all of them believe when a lot of them do not. So they're trying to figure out a way to, how do I say it? Us, my friend, brother. Yes, that's the term that gets them on our side. Brother, use the term brother. That's the colloquial nomenclature that lowers that brings their inhibitions down, that lowers their wall of trust. And they hear the word brother or sister, it makes them trust us. Brother. I'm just like, really our children. Wow. So, and if any of y'all not liking how I'm talking, good. Because this is what I have had to deal with on a number of occasions. And it's just like, wow, the caucasity of you. So let me finish this part of the story so I can get to the other things that I'm going to speak on. I told them, I said, did you ask any of the Jewish speakers or Christian speakers to not mention who their leader is, their rabbi, the person who they consider to be their spiritual leader, their priest, their minister? Did you ask them not to mention them? And they said, well, no, that's not what we're saying. It's just, I said, no, that is what you're saying. I said, Minister Farrakhan, if it were not for his example, you would not like the kind of person that I would have been if it were not for that man's example, whom I am striving to study. You would not like me too much. See, sometimes you have to really cave their chest in so that they can understand. The man who you keep going at, who you dislike for whatever the hell reason you try to come up with, is the man of whom his example is what has helped to guide me to being a better man. So explain this to me. If I am not to mention the man who has even fought for white folks, fought for your people too, the hell you think I'm doing when I'm out here speaking at these events? I'm not saying black only, but I'm saying black first. But I'm not saying black only because, of course, I don't want your children to fall victim to what this system is doing either. That just wouldn't be humane. But damn, you got a lot of subtle smoke for my leader. So I said to them, I said that is, whether if you know it or not, I said, maybe you were not trying to be racist, so let me not even use the racism term, but that was quite disrespectful. I said, that was very disrespectful. And they said, well, no, we don't mean any disrespect. They said, he's just a very polarizing figure, very controversial. I said, yeah, he's a black man in America who refuses to shut up. Yes, he's controversial. I am the same. The hell are you talking about? It's only controversial when you can't control us. That's when it's controversial to you. But we're out here speaking up for our people, your people, men, women, children, elders, all religions. We're being fair. So conversation ended shortly after that when they were like, oh my God, we we effed up. And I told them, I said, you know, I could go public and talk to the people about how you are operating behind closed doors. I said, but I'm going to give you a chance to clean this up. Now, mind you, I'm doing what the Jews do. Yeah, go ahead and clean this up. Let's go on an apology tour. So then they said, we're going to set up a Zoom with the executives over the whole rally. And we'd like to, have you on so that we can really come on and apologize, because we truly apologize for offending you. I said, sure, well, go ahead and set that up and let me know. I get on the Zoom call. There's a number of people. The people who got on, 2 people were Jewish. Of course, it just happens to be. It's like, geez. Oh, come on, y'all. It's like, if it doesn't apply, why do you keep fitting the description if you're not the one behind it? If you keep fitting the description so well, damn, it's kind of hard. Okay. They get on. There's like 12 of us on there. Everything's cool. They gave me the floor to just air out my grievances, right? Mind you, it's always with someone's permission. I don't like that either. So I'll go ahead. I let them know what's going on. All the stuff that I just said, who we're fighting for, everything that we're doing, boom, boom, boom. When have we ever disrespected you? When have we ever disrespected anybody who's white, done this, done that? The same thing that you do to us, we don't do to you. I'm a black man. I've been in this fight long before y'all. None of y'all have been in the black community doing this. You've been in your community. I'm not mad at you, but don't ever get this twisted. You have not been over here, but you want me to come over there because you like how I bring what I bring, but I bring what I bring because of my people over here. So I belong over here. I'm just over here because I know that it affects you too. So my humanity connects me to both, but don't push it. So they start apologizing. Each one of them apologizes. The 2 Jewish ones said, Rizza, the person who called you, they're not the ones who came up with that request about Minister Farrakhan not being on there. I'm the one who actually made that statement to them to say, and I do apologize because I know how that may have looked because I am Jewish. And they, I did say that to them and they said that to you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening to them, right? And I'm like, wow. You really don't get it. I'm letting them apologize and they're confessing. And I told them, I said, well, I know it was someone who is Jewish. They said, well, how do you know? I said, because it's what you always do. I said, I'm not generalizing all Jewish people. I said, but behind almost every single one of these major movements, it's been Jewish money, Jewish power, Jewish authority. And every time, it's all good if you black until Farrakhan's name gets brought up. Then, pump the brakes. It's like, that's how I knew who it was, because your playbook is old. We got the books on you. We've been studying you. I've been watching the documentaries about how you operate since I was a child. Y'all don't get this. It's disgustingly old. It's stale. You got mold all around your racism. It is disgusting. The stench is in my nose because you don't change. You don't evolve. You don't grow. It's seeping out of your damn pores. And so I'm listening to them. And after they get done, they said, no, we absolutely would love for you to be a part of the rally in LA because we obviously know what you contribute and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, wow, this is interesting. But I knew for a fact that after this one, I said, after the one that we do in LA, they're not going to say nothing negative about me because we will blast the hell out of them. They know that. And it's like, don't do that. Okay. Just don't say nothing about me because I'm not the kind who's going to be quiet, and they know that. But they said, we're just going to distance ourselves from him after this rally. And that is exactly what happened. I started laughing. I said, I see what it is now. You can't control this black man, but you got about 2 over there, maybe 3, who don't move the needle at all, who virtually nobody knows, who has not been involved in this movement for years at all, who have not helped to get laws passed to protect men, women, and children, like your brother, who have not helped to bring awareness to this, like your brother, who have not sacrificed to really make this a reality where we're actually getting some kind of progress, like your brother and others, not just me, but I'm saying when it comes to the black community, everybody knows. Everybody, and I'm talking about long before this damn virus. No, I'm talking about way back in 2014 with the MMR shot and SB 276 and SB 277. I'm talking about back then. Look, the people know. Y'all know. And so I'm thinking, oh, with your little token Negroes, who you include in the new rallies and different things, just so you can make it look like you have black inclusion. But the black folks that you got ain't cultural. They're not connected. They don't even know what the hell's going on in the street because they're not involved. They haven't been involved in this movement for years. They have not. They don't sacrifice to be involved. They don't move. They're not trying to shake up the plantation. They are not. They are nice company people. And I even found out that they were speaking negatively about me to the people who have known about the work that I've been doing years before they even got involved. And so the people, the white folks, here, let me just tell y'all how sad this is, man. I do not blast our black folks who, behind closed doors, sabotage me. And I'm talking about sabotage your brother. I'm talking about they be calling these different people, black folks, white folks, these people, those people, lying about Brother Rizza. You want to stay away from them, these radical Muslims in the nation. And Rizza, oh, you don't want to see, you don't want to. The same white folks who they got up next to, and I found out they got up next to them and tried to get money from them. I have never asked none of these white folks in the health freedom movement for a dime. Not once. That's why my respect is intact, because they know damn well I'm not a prostitute. My people support me. I don't need your money. My people support me. I don't need your money. I don't need it. If you want to just offer it to help with the movement, to help us, and you just free, here you go. Maybe, but I still don't know. But I've never taken a dime from them. But the two house niggas that took it from them, and I'm not going to say their name because I'm giving you a chance to have some kind of dignity. Because if I blast you, it's over. It's like Minister Farrakhan, one of the many times, he was being interviewed. He was being interviewed this time by Tavis Smiley on the round table. It was Tavis Smiley there. It was Jesse Jackson at the table. It was Cornel West, Michael Eric Dyson, a few other people. And Minister Farrakhan was talking about a black mayor in a city who spoke negatively about him because he was receiving money from those people. And so he spoke ill about the minister. And Minister Farrakhan said, I could have flown to the city and literally destroyed the brother. He said, I could have did that. I was like, woo, man. He said, I could have literally destroyed the brother. He said, but I know how the enemy uses our people, but of course our people still need to be checked. But there's a way we can check one another without destroying each other and without making the enemy applaud, because the smoke is really deserved by the enemy, not our people. Some of us, I know it's hard for us to deal with that, but I'm telling you now, because when I go all the way, I go all the way. And I don't want this weapon that Allah has helped to build, this here. I don't want this weapon to be turned on my own, because there will be no going back. There will be no return from it. And I'm not interested in that. The black man is not my enemy. Black man is not my enemy, nor is the black woman, nor are our people. I love us, period. I don't give a damn. I love us, but I know who uses us. So my point is, no, I said weapon. Somebody said tool. No, I said weapon. I'm speaking on my behalf. Just had to correct one of y'all, even though I don't normally respond to the negative comments. I said weapon for a reason. The U.S. government did not put me on 3 different lists, including an FBI watch list, because my mind is simply a tool. They see it as a weapon because it goes against the system of white supremacy to destroy it. It is a weapon. Used for righteous purposes is my point. I don't want to use it against my own people. I'm not interested in that. That's corny. That's corny as hell. I don't get cool points for that. Nobody gets cool points for that. Attacking your own brother, attacking your own people, that's corny as hell. I'm not interested in that. And anybody who tries to attempt to get me involved in that, you're corny too. And you need to calm the hell down and stop taking out the anger you have for your father, your mother, whatever trauma you've experienced with your baby mama, your baby father, etc., and take out the energy on the real enemy who destroyed us all. Now, after they did their apologizing, I told them I accepted the apology. I said, however, because once I found out about those Negroes that was talking that mess about me, I said, dang. I said, however, after this apology, I said, we will look at your behavior. This is me talking to a group of nothing but white folk and 2 Jewish people. White folk too. But this is me talking on Zoom, a group of nothing but white people. And I'm talking about white people with lots of influence, right? Money and all kinds of stuff, platforms and all that. I don't give a damn, because God doesn't care about that crap either. He cares about your character and how you treat people. And I made it very clear to them. I'm not interested. I don't get paid by any of you. My people support me, and so that's why I do the work that I'm doing. So I'm listening to them. They finished, boom, apology, done. All right, cool. The rally moves forward. I hear about some talk from these 2 weird Negroes that, again, too old to be talking about a young brother. Just terribly, oh God, just bad. I get a call after the rally about some of the Negroes who have been involved and what they were saying about me. Of course, I always check when I'm listening to white people, when they're mentioning other black people, to see if you're trying to pin me against my brother. That's number 1, always. My mind is not set to, what that nigga say? I don't know. My mind is set to, I'm getting this information from, to everybody who's white who's watching, Jim Crow, Willie Lynch, the whole system that we're dealing with, this is why I have to think like this. It ain't just because I want to, it's because this is what your system has done. So we have to think slightly more militant. We have to be a little more mindful of how we receive information when you talk. I'm just saying, even if you are good friends, we still have to hear it and vet what you say. Do not let your emotions lead you. Rise above emotions and really listen. Even when our own people, whatever. So one of these white folks called me. And they were like, Rizza, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is what I heard about one of the people who I thought I didn't really know him that well, but he's been involved in the movement. And this is what he said about you. And I'm listening. Mind you, this the white person that told me. I've never had to second guess or question their motives. They've always been upfront, legit so far. And I'm listening. And when they said what they said, I started laughing because I already knew. You got to know the sellouts around you. So that's another thing I need to tell y'all. We must know and become aware of who are genuine sellouts within our community. We have to be very mindful. And we have to thoroughly know. Not assume, not just put them in that, boat because we don't like how they talk or whatever. No, but I mean genuinely know who the sellouts are in our community. I knew exactly who she was talking about. I knew when she brought up his name, their names, and when she said what she said, I already knew. I was so, and again, even in your response when you're talking to white folks about your own people, don't get so happily willing to destroy, throw under the bus, talk down about your own people, even when you have a legitimate disagreement. Never show dissension in the ranks, especially on your enemy's platform. Something I live by. I'm listening. I was like, all right. Finish the conversation after I received the data and blah, blah, blah. All right. I said, well, I'll just let him do his work and I'll continue to do mine, and we'll let the people decide. We'll let the people see. Got it. And that's how you handle that. I don't need to say anything about this individual. Let's just keep doing the work and the people will see. The government, Satan, this enemy will see, and the people will see. Of course, God, Allah, God the Most High will see, of course. Just do the work and the people will see. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, do not condemn the dirty glass. Simply put a clean glass up next to it and the people will decide. So I ain't got to say nothing, right? After that, I'm noticing all the different things happening with so many people that are part of the health freedom movement. How the communication is not the same anymore. How they started sending out certain calls and messages dealing with separating from anyone who's a part of the nation. And, you know, that includes Rizza and blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening and I'm watching and I'm like, oh, different documentaries that I'm in and my part gets taken out. It's been a lot of documentaries, just so y'all know. A lot of documentaries that I'm in right now, a lot of them. But I'm looking like, oh, I see what's going on. Again, mind you, not tripping at all. I'm just watching. Still working and watching. And I'm thinking, wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. You think by you removing me or distancing yourself from me is harming me, not realizing I didn't call you to be involved. I'm involved in a fight exposing what this enemy is doing to my people, and you called me because of how much you love what I do and how successful my work is and the work that we do on behalf of black folks. That's why you reached out to me. I didn't reach. See, that's another thing. I don't go trying to jump into everything white folks is doing. I don't do that. We got too many people that do that. I don't do that. You build up what you build up. We build up what we build up, and we make what we do hot, the standard. So, because some black folks, oh my God, white people separate themselves from them and oh my God, they start going crazy. I lost the contract with such and such. And shut the hell up. Build something for yourself. Damn, I get what our ancestors been talking about and our great leaders. I get it. I really get it. I genuinely am not interested in being involved in anything dealing with white folks if I'm going to be disrespected as a black man. I'm not interested at all. At all. I got too many damn problems dealing with my own people. So I don't need to jump in nothing over there. But let me end off this point. Be mindful of the black people who they try to push in front of you at a lot of these different events. That's all I'm going to say. Be mindful of the black people. Watch them. Watch them. And you'll see what the hell I'm talking about. Somebody said, who is the lame you speaking of? I'm not going to mention their names. That's how lame they are. I'm not going to mention their name. Honestly, I'm not going to do that, honestly, because to be honest with you, I do want to give them that chance to have some dignity for themselves. If I spank them, I'm going to call them and personally do that. And then I'll let them know if they choose to continue doing what they're doing, I will do it publicly. But for now, I will call them and let them know, man to man, straight up, you have one chance to clean it up. If you do not, then I will spank you publicly. And there is not a damn thing you can do. Don't try to call your white sky daddy on me. Don't even try it. He don't got no weight against the God that I love and I believe in. And I'm not afraid of a damn thing that who you hanging with does. Please, man. Anyway, all right, now, let's I want to know the name. Y'all so damn thirsty for goddamn gossip. You know what? Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Here we go. That's how we're gonna move to this. If my live runs out right now, I'm gonna come back in. I think I have 5 minutes on this live. If it keeps going after that mark, then don't worry. But let's move to this. Since y'all love gossip so much, here's the next topic that I'm going on real quick. Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion. Let me mention something to you. Every negative thing you can probably bring up about Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, hip hop, the state of hip hop, the music, the women, the BBLs, the men with the money and the cars and all the negative. I know damn near all the negatives you can bring up. I know. My job is to help our people. That's it. I know I know most of the negatives before most people do because it's my job to know. It's our job to know. This is what we do. It's our duty. It's my business to know what the hell is negatively affecting our people so that we can help to fix it. It's our job. So, the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion circumstance is a situation of a Negro and one of our misguided sisters doing what a lot of our Negro-minded brothers and misguided sisters be doing on a regular Saturday night in Miami, Saturday night in Hollywood, Saturday night in Houston, Saturday night in Philly, Saturday night in New York, Saturday night at damn near every club. It is a story that continues to happen with our people. The one thing I'm looking at that I'm not understanding is why is no one pointing out the fact that you're dealing with two damn near children? Two damn near children. These are not people who have the perfect amount of guidance. They know exactly what to do, how to operate, how to carry themselves. No, they don't. Clearly. No, they don't. No, they don't. They smoke, they get high, they drink, they turn up, and then they start doing stupid stuff. Just like a lot of people do on Friday night and Saturday night. We smoke, we drink, popping pills, turning up, which is really turning down, but whatever. That's why I say low vibrational, because the energy is low, because literally, spiritually, mentally, and even physically, the energy is being turned upside down in reverse. Your cells are not growing. Your cells are destroying. Your thoughts are not speeding up. They are slowing down. Your body's not increasing in strength. It is decreasing in strength, or it may get a spike of strength by the overuse of energy, because it's trying to burn off things that you are injecting into your body that is trying to kill off. And so it's trying to heat itself up and move faster to kill something that it sees as an unwanted alien force. So there are a number of layers here. But that situation, just like Blueface and the sister that he's with, and just like a lot of our family members, just like a lot of our cousins, just like a lot of the people we know, just like maybe some of us watching right now. Nigga stuff. Slave-minded nigga stuff that we just love being involved in. We love being involved in it until a white person calls us out for being involved in it. Then we want to yell racism. We love being involved in it until a white person calls us out for being involved in it. Then we want to yell Jim Crow. Then we want to yell Willie Lynch. Then we want to yell redlining. Then we want to yell reparations. Then you jumping from man to man, sisters. Gathering energies. Devaluing yourself now. Boom, 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 boom. You jumping from female to female, brothers. Gathering energies and passing them on. Devaluing yourselves, because men do have value. Devaluing yourselves. Destroying yourselves. Boom, 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 boom. The live is about to end, so I got to come back in, y'all. The live is about to end, so I got to come back in, y'all. I'm coming right back in. All right, y'all hear me? The live is ending. I'm about to come right back in. Y'all got me? Y'all got me?